Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to have y'all here. I am Carl. Some of y'all know me, some of y'all do not. We going live in just a few minutes. Just letting folks come in. We got a few. We're live we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. So everybody's there. You can come on in, just set a spell, say what's up to the people. That's what I'm here for. And normally I do a countdown, but that's something new to some over others that I'm going to put out there, just to give you a quick preview into what you're in for today. With Launch with Carl, how to jumpstart the business of your dreams in less than a week, even if you never had your first client or customer. So I'm gonna kick off the show right now. Yes.
I want you to have profit. My program, Profit Before Pain, helps you to put money in your pocket so that you can actually have that motivation to keep going. So many times we quit and we stop our businesses because we haven't experienced the profit that we want. I'm the type of person, I've been through it. This is what I've used to launch both of my businesses. I had a photography business. I used this same program, made $3,000 the first week. I'm also an ethical hacker, and I launched my ethical hacking classes where I teach people how to protect themselves online, and I made $5,000 my first time going live with it, and continuously made $20,000 the first month. So I'm telling you, this works. That is my solution. And in my 4-day to launch program, you work with myself, you work with my team. We use our templates, our methodologies to get you off the ground. You're in the room with other entrepreneurs who want to help you. Now, I'm telling you, you may be hesitant, but I don't want you to be in the same position next year where you haven't started fulfilling your dreams. You haven't started doing what you want to do. You haven't started doing what you want. We don't want you to experience this pain again. Let's get you making this money. Let's be real. That's what it's about. You want to be able to make an honest living. So click the link below, sign up. Let's get to work and come to my webinar. Let's see how this works. We can work together. And as I've said before, I will be your 7th customer. You go through my program and we get you a viable offer that I help you develop. I'll be your 7th customer. Even if it's something that I'll never use in my life, I will still purchase it and give it to somebody else. So let's go. 4daystolaunch.com. Let's make it happen. Are you the person who's been thinking about starting their business forever? You have an idea, you have something on your mind and your heart that you've been wanting to do for so long, but you just haven't got it off the ground. Well, I'm Carl Gray, and I'm a business launch specialist. My job is to help you to get that business off the ground and get you making money quick.
Yes. I am Carl Gray, and I am here to help you start the business of your dreams today. Indeed. So I could tell you about my stuff, but I want to jump right into this presentation because if you came here, you get coming here if you look at my locks. All right, so I'm gonna jump right into this. So really, let's just face facts. I'm gonna jump into the nitty gritty. These past 2 years they've been crazy. Things are in a way where we just don't know what's gonna happen next. And COVID, shutdown, stimulus, election scandals, gas prices going up, interest rates climbing. People just don't know what is going on or when. And sometimes we feel like victims of circumstances beyond our control. Things are not as bad as they seem because you can take control. And we'll talk about them today. Because for some people, 2022, really couldn't get here fast enough. Like, I got to get to 2022, and we're in February already. And they hope that it will get better. But there's nothing magic about a number in a year that will make it any better. But all hope is not lost. Now let's talk about this. Now what if you could be starting a brand new business of your dreams that you want to do to get advice and training from successful entrepreneurs with years of experience. There's a methodology that can get you started in profit in your business that most businesses don't do. Most of the time businesses start off in the red. And you had established formalized process that you could use anytime to launch a new product. So you're here right now. Let's be real quick. Who's today's training for? You sat down. You pressed click. You registered. You're using time out of your day. So let's talk about who this training is actually for. It's for budding entrepreneurs who want to turn their expertise into a new business. Those who know they're good at what they do and they know they should be getting paid more to do it. We're going to talk about how to do that today. People who have a business and they kind of stuck in that idea stage. Just had a conversation the other day with someone in my roster called a Facebook group, and she wanted to start a business but had no idea. And actually, right there on the board, we did a 15-minute consult, and and mapped out her entire business structure. Then hobbies that you want to turn into a business. Maybe you're a photographer like myself. Maybe you do knitting or something like that. And you're like, you know what, I can make money off of this. You consider using Kickstarter or Kiva or Groupon to get revenue, but you don't want to lose the time or money that those processes take from you. Businesses that really want to quickly launch a new product or offering, or successful businesses that want to launch a new vertical. So really quickly, today I'm going to show you the methods that I use to turn a $3,000 into the first one idea into $3,000 in a few weeks of launching. How I use those same methods to make $5,000 just a few days and $20,000 in the first month. How to determine the pricing model, finding that sweet spot for introductory pricing. How to do your own Groupon and Kickstarter without giving your money to Groupon and Kickstarter. How to turn your village into your street team. A turnkey solution to meet immediate profit. So real quick, in case you don't know me, I am Carl J. Gray III. Simply put, I'm an entrepreneur with a passion for business and helping others thrive in business. And I really love what I do. Some people consider me a serial entrepreneur because I've started so many businesses. But now I figure instead of me just continuously starting my own businesses, let me help other people start theirs. So they can get to a position where they can have the financial freedom that they desire and they deserve. So, just a little bit about me. I am an Anthony University alumni. I'm an internationally published photographer. I am a certified ethical hacker. I founded and learned from a hacker and CEO of Prototype Consulting Group, who meets on today. I have over a decade of business in management, consulting, digital photography, cybersecurity. All of these businesses I've started on my own. 8 years since I've had a quote unquote boss. I've been working for myself, actually longer than that now. Over 25,000 hours of paid consulting work across many fields, hundreds of hours of study, research, and development in the areas of business processes and profitability. And more than anything, I'm a businessman, more than a photographer, more than an ethical hacker, more than a drummer. Some of y'all know I play drums. And because business is my passion. When other people are sitting there riding along, they're listening to music, I'm listening to podcasts about business. I'm listening to ebooks, I'm reading, audio books, all of that. That's what I like. I love to do. Um, so before we get into this, as you can see, I got my Bel Air shirt. So let me tell you my story about now this is my story, all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. So before we go any further, let me just talk about what happened to me in the spring of 2020. I mean, everybody remember that fateful day when when- everybody remembers that fateful day when everything got kind of shut down and we were in a position where we didn't quite know exactly what was going to be. We didn't know exactly what was going to be happening in life. They said we had 2 weeks to stop the spread, and I hope I sound a little bit better now. I just changed my microphone. And I had one of my biggest clients, as y'all know, I was in cybersecurity, and I had to change direction real quick because what I had to do was my client got shut down. It wasn't anybody's fault. COVID came. People were, inside, not able to do what they wanted to do, not able to work. And most of the time, the first people to go are the consultants. Say, hey, pencils down. I respected that, but I still have bills to pay. And so it's like, what do I do? So I took an idea that I had. I mean, not an idea, a skill that I had, which was ethical hacking. And I decided I was going to start to teach it. But, it's not just about what you know or what you know how to do. It's about finding ways to get people to buy it. And so I use the same methodology that I used to launch my photography business to launch my ethical hacking business, and the same methodology that I'm going to show you all today. And essentially, what I was able to actually sustain my family over a number of months using this, and it's just turning my skill, the talent that I have, into a business, and that's what I wanted to do. And just so you know that it works. It is able to help. You're able to
to change your life, and that's really what it's about. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little flustered as I think about it, because I'm thinking about where people are. I just had a conversation with someone who just lost their job, and it's like, man, it's not hopeless. There are ways you can come out of this. And I'm actually they took my last cohort and they're actually having success now. And I'm going to show you the results of that really quickly. So when I did my ethical hacking launch using the same formula that I'm going to show you today, I sent my product price. I did $4.97. So it wasn't it wasn't a high dollar value, product. I just simply contacted 100 people across 4 Facebook groups, held a webinar to present my offer. My first webinar brought in nearly $5,000 in revenue. Again, using the same process I'm telling you today. By the 4th webinar, I had $12,000 in revenue with students from 5 states. I was contacted by a local nonprofit who bought 7 seats at a discounted price, and I learned so much about my business model. And again, this was in the middle of the shutdown. My first month, I brought in $20,000 using the same thing that I'm going to show you today. And now through all of that, I am driven to help others. I don't, as I said in the video, I don't ever want anyone to go through what I've seen so many others go through when they're trying to maintain themselves. We're so often, we're at the mercy of others. We're at the mercy of the government, mercy of our bosses, mercy of, whomever. But when you have your own business, you're able to take better control over that. And so I'm here to help you to do that. My goal is over the next 2 years to help at least 1,000 entrepreneurs to better their lives and their income. That's my goal. And our goal here at Prototype Consulting Group, what we want to do is help 1,000 entrepreneurs, $100,000 entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their business by 2027. 500 businesses in 2022 alone. That's our goal for this year. We're using trainings, boot camps, one-on-one coaches, workshops, partnerships, books, and boot camps, all of these things, and I like to become a trusted advisor for many small businesses as they grow, thrive, and scale. And just so you know, when we kind of take people, we start the desire and idea stage, then we take them through, the working stage, building up their business, putting things in place so that they're actually making money doing something. Then we get the organized business stage where they're taking, begin to take the hats off of their own heads and, begin to outsource or hire people and, have processes in place where they're constantly bringing in a cash flow. And then we do the growing and thriving business stage where, I bring in my mentor, a gentleman who was able to build a business, 2 businesses, and sell them both for over 9 figures, meaning, yes, over $100 million per business that he sold to a very large company. And he's actually here to help people, once they get to that stage where they need to get those massive fundings and venture capital or sell their businesses. So we bring people through that whole thing. Now, the unfortunate reality about this whole business thing that people have is that for years, being successful in business has been viewed as a huge mountain to climb. And what they say is needed for a business launch and all of these things. You got to have the LLC, the business plan, the online ads, the website, logos, elevator pitches, employees, all of that stuff. And they want you to have all of these things, and it creates like a barrier to entry because they want you to have these things before you even make a single dime. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. That can be extremely, extremely frustrating. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely believe that the things on that list are very important to have. My business is helping entrepreneurs like you to create all of those things. I've even written a book called The 7-Day Business Plan, which will be launching next month. And actually, most of those items I have on my list. But I do know that how long it can take to do those things before you're actually in business. And look, I get it. You're an entrepreneur. You just want to help people and make an honest living. I'm the same way. One of the problems also is that most people are not natural businessmen and women. You're an expert in what you do, what you're passionate about, but not necessarily how to turn it into a profitable business. From a business standpoint, so many people don't even know quite where to start. Don't know what to charge their clients or customers. If they see their business is profitable, they're like, okay, I'm spending less. I'm spending less than I'm charging. So there is a profit somewhere, but they don't quite know how to see it or how to, visualize it. And it ends up just being a lot of work for them. Don't necessarily know how to capitalize on their current relationships, and sometimes end up, quote unquote, begging their village for interactions, to become their customers, to like, share, all that type of stuff. And sometimes they even get upset about it. I did a brief talk the other day in our Facebook group about why we shouldn't be upset when people don't necessarily share our stuff. But what we do is we find out ways to actually engage them. If they capitalize on their relationships, they get stuck in the friend zone, and no one wants to be stuck in the friend zone. And then sometimes they don't have that business infrastructure that streamlines their marketing, their schedule, the payment, and their delivery. Now, don't you wish there was an easier way to get started than worry about all that planning stuff and all the craziness? And when I say easier, I'm very specific. I mean, after you've made some money. Now, we've talked about what people say it is, to get in to launch a business. But I'm going to give you my working definition, how we define it over here, how we define a launch. And what we say is, number one, you want to have a good to great product offer. You want to charge a profitable price for it. Have an identified customers and marketplace. I'm not saying go all deep in developing your avatar. While that is good, but there are other ways to begin to have identified customers and market. And we're going to talk about that today as well. A sales method, a way for you to get people to pay you for what you're doing. Deliberate, aggressive, and targeted action, meaning you take action immediately, and that's it. Everything else can and will come later. At this point, you have launched your business. Once you take that deliberate, aggressive, and targeted action, you've launched. The other things, of course, you're going to want to do that, but don't let those things hold you back from actually getting out there and getting in that water, walking on that water. Now, of course, if you'd rather spend months and weeks planning, before making any money, that is completely your choice, because there are some people out there who want all of that ironed out before they start to do that. And I don't knock anyone for that, but I'm here to tell you that I believe that it is better for you and easier for you to be in business when you have the capital, the working capital. You're not going into your bank account, not going into your pocket, not taking out a bunch of loans for stuff. Now, wouldn't it be great if you could leverage your current relationships to get a quick infusion of cash into your business? Or also, you could use methods that Groupon and Kickstarter use without giving up a high percentage of your of your revenue to them. Because with Groupon, what people don't know, the reason I don't use Groupon, and not saying it's bad, but it's for marketing, not sales. Groupon requires you to do a 50 to 90% discount on every product you sell. So whatever your regular price is, you have to cut it off at least half. Then from there, they take 50% off of every product you sell. So you end up having at most 25% of your revenue. And those kind of lost leaders can bury a new business, and you don't want to have that. If you could get paid while gathering critical and actionable data for your business plan. Again, business plans are important, but it would be great if you're able to use the model of making money while you're making money to build those things. You can create a word of mouth buzz about your budding business. You can start off with under $3,000 or more in receivables without spending a dime on marketing. Receivable means money coming in. Start to take control of your income and see a bright future in your own business, and really begin to see that path to becoming your own boss. Now, really quickly, I'm going to show you the program that I've developed, and it's simply called Profit Before Pain. And that's important to me. And you're really worth this. I'm here to tell you that. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is take some time and close your email. Number one, I know how hard it is sometimes to close those browser windows that you got open. Go ahead and shut them down. There's actually, if you go to the history tab in Chrome, you can bring them all back up later. Close the door wherever you are. Get up, take a second, close the door, give yourself this time, because this time can possibly change your life and the trajectory of your life. If you're a parent, ask your children not to kill themselves for the next hour. I mean, I'm not going to be on here with you for a whole hour, but it would just be good to, tell them to give you a break right now. Now let's go ahead and get started. Now, when we talk about profit before pain, I'm telling you that the growing pains of business, they're unavoidable. They're inevitable. But this process will give you the ability to quickly turn that hobby, that idea that you have, into a viable and profitable business, so that you can have money in your accounts before you start that hard stuff, before you go through that pain. It's like Neosporin. It's like, it's that spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Now, my goal for the day, if you will allow me, is to empower you to gain control and really see how your business can prosper faster than you ever imagined, with less effort than you ever thought. Today, I'm going to show you how I launched my photography business with $3,000 receivable before I filled even one client's request. You know, my ethical hacker course made $5,000 in 90 minutes, and I hadn't even developed the first lesson. All I knew is it was something that I could definitely do. And I will show you how you can do it too. Now, our solution is our seven-step turnkey solution for your profitable kickoff. And normally what I do at this point, I'll show a bunch of slides, but today I think I'm gonna do something different, and I'm gonna go to my whiteboard because I really love my whiteboard. My whiteboard is that's my homie right there, and so I'm gonna get up real quick because I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, All right, so where are we? Again, like I said, this is something that I did for someone else a few days ago, where we were able to map out her entire business in 15 minutes, just to get it started, so that she will be able to she will be able to start the business of her dreams. Something that she's really good at and that she wants. So where's my marker? Right here. So step one that we do, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I can see what you all can see. Okay, great. So step one is you're going to design your offer. And pardon my handwriting. And two F's. And when you're designing your offer, what you're doing is you're telling people exactly what it is that you do. You're able to see what their pain points, what their pleasure points are. What you're able to deliver to them, and how you're going to deliver it to them. And let me lift my mic up so that I can be heard even better. And so you want people to be able to see exactly what it is that you do. You price your offer. It's really simple. You can take notes right here, and I'm actually going to show all these on the screen because, like I said, my handwriting sucks. Number two, what we're going to do is you're going to price that offer. And in pricing your offer, there are two things you want. You want it to be profitable, because again, if you're not making a profit, you just have an expensive hobby. Profitable. And number two, irresistible. Because when you have a profitable and irresistible offer, what it is it's beneficial for you and your client. It's called a win-win, and that's what you want it to be. You always want everything you do to be a win-win. And we even talk about how to make sure that you feel good about the price that you're charging. All right. Then number three, you identify your customers. Now, when you identify your customers, what you want to do is, especially at the beginning, look at what we call the warm market. People you have a relationship with, people who would need what you have. You don't want to be out there spending a whole bunch of money on Facebook ads, or if you want to like Facebook ads and Google ads and all of that, because you don't quite know all the time who that target is. And yes, we do use pixels and all of that type of stuff in what we're doing, but right now I don't want you spending money to send out ads to people that you don't quite know would be able to work, but especially when you have a warm market that you haven't even really tapped yet, right? Then what you want to do is prepare your delivery infrastructure, right? Prepare infrastructure. And when we're preparing your infrastructure, this includes, how you're going to collect payment, what they're going to see, how you're going to send it out to them, different confirmations, how they're going to communicate with you, how you're going to deliver, all of that type of stuff. So you want to make sure that you have the delivery infrastructure prepared. Number five, what we're doing is we're going to be constructing the communication. And this here is extremely key. And in our program, Construct Comms. And in our program, what we do is we actually provide you with the actual templates, like things that have worked, from emails to flyers to Canva, like all of those things, Photoshop, depending on what you want to use. We have these things here, and I provide them to my students as a part of this program that we're doing. But what you want to do, you have to construct this in a way where people understand why you're selling it to them. why you pick them, why you believe it'll work for them, and of course have that irresistible offer and make it be very, very, very a way that they can have an immediate action and it be beneficial and make it easy for them to do it. Because again, your friends, your family, your loved ones, those around you, what we do, we have what's called a beta program, where we have different types of beta programs. And I'm going to show the slide that describes those in a second. But you're launching to these people and you want them, because they do want to support you, you want to give them the easiest route to supporting you, the easiest route to helping you out. Then number 6 is launch your campaign. It's launch. Launch is simply pressing play. It's sending it out to people. It's stepping out on, like, all of these other things you can have in place and they can sit there. That's called potential energy. We're going to turn that potential energy into kinetic energy. We get that thing rolling downhill, right? And then number 7 is the best part of it all. 7 is count your profit. And like I said, I'm about to put all these on there, but I wanted to write it on the board because it gives me a better opportunity to actually talk and really say what I was thinking, because it's really important to me that that everybody sees what the process is. So let me go ahead and share my screen again so you'll be able to see it, because I know some people want to actually write it down and all that good stuff. And it's a lot easier. So I'm gonna leave this up on the screen real quick. And somebody put yes, exactly. If you're not making a profit, you just have an expensive hobby. I see that in the comments. That's true. And we don't want expensive hobbies here, And so, like I said, we're designing our offer, we're pricing the offer, identifying the customers, preparing delivery infrastructure, constructing the campaign. Oh, yeah, in case you haven't seen it. I want everybody to be able to see it. So in case you want to write it down, give you the opportunity to do so. And one thing that I wanted to, as we were talking before, when we talked about how to decide, because people are like, okay, so how in the world do you decide who to send this stuff out to? And how do you actually, decide that kickoff price? I'm going to talk about it really briefly and not get too deep into it, but I do want people to have the opportunity to see it. And then, but once you, so yes, step 2, when we decide our kickoff price, I want you to be aggressive, but be realistic. While you want it to be a deal, your goal is profit. Make the price something that someone can say yes to with no hesitation. It's very, very important that, they can click on that link. They can say yes, they can pay that money. And you don't want to use like PayPal. I mean, you want to use PayPal. You don't want to use like Cash App or Venmo or something like that. You want a bona fide sales. And there's a lot of reasons why you want to do that. Make the discount deep enough where it's a no-brainer. It's like, yes, I can't miss this. It's like you walking into, the store and you see something and it's like, oh my goodness, I don't know if it'll ever be that price again. I have to pick it. Make the price so low that once you launch, you never ever want to go that price again. It's very, very important that you don't stay in launch mode all the time. At some point, you need to be at a cruising altitude. Yes, it takes a lot to get off the ground. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot to push it. But you want to make that price so low that you're like, you know what, I can never do this because now I'm in a different position, and we want to get you to that point. And also, and if you've already been charging, then we'll likely find a higher price point for you, which will equal more profit. Now we're going to talk about, how to decide those launch customers. And there are 2 methods that I primarily recommend for all of my clients. Number 1 is a limited open beta. And what you do is you find 70 to 100 targeted people. And this can be through your entire social network, social media, personal contacts, people that those groups that everybody's in, that you see people, that a lot of them are topic based, people who have expressed a genuine interest in your product. And then some people who have trickled in through other social media avenues. The other way that I use is option 2. It's a friends and family beta, which is very closed. It's 50 to 100 contacts, selected friends and family. You'll be very, very, very targeted about this. They're good for your brand. You're selective. You say, okay, these people will talk good about me. They'll give me constructive criticism, all of that type of stuff. They'll give their opinion and they won't, quote unquote, bury you. They won't put you under. And you've had a positive interaction with them in the past 3 years. Now, I recommend this type if you have something that's very, very, very specific. And, we can get into the specifics of how you decide to do your launch and who you decide to go with on that. Then some of them you're relatively sure that they would never pay full price anyway. Like you got your aunts, your mom, people who are very close to you, like, baby, you're gonna do this for me for free anyway. But sometimes they'll at least help out, and you always at least want to honor them by letting them know that you're doing something, right? These are other ways that we have here: open beta, qualified beta, big tent beta, single member beta, and all of these do work, but they're very, very involved. And so I don't recommend them when you're launching your first product. When you're doing subsequent products and you already have a better understanding of your business, then you would go and do these. And I do a whole lesson on different betas in your business processes, right? So post launch, what you want to do is deliver on your promise. Put your best foot forward and over deliver. That's one thing that all of my clients, all of my students can tell you. I will always, always, always over deliver. It's what I do, and it's because I want them to succeed. You want to give instructions on how to provide feedback and promote. Because again, you're turning your village into your street team. So we give you step by step, say, hey, do this in order to give me feedback. And also when you use this or when you purchase this, if you so choose to, please promote it. Put it on your social media. Use these hashtags. You actually are able, if you want to, you can give them exactly what hashtags they're asked to use. And even type out whole captions for them. That's fine. Of course, they can put it into their own words. But again, you want to make it as easy as possible for your people to help you. Request feedback via survey. That's very important too. And if they're satisfied, you want to give them, again, specific instructions. Be a part of my I Told 10 Club. That's something I learned when I was in politics. When we were working for my very first campaign, when people were very satisfied or they liked our our candidate, we asked them to tell others. And if they told 10 people, they were part of the I Told 10 Club, got a nice little pin and all that good stuff. And you can even provide incentives for providing feedback and leading people to you. And then, of course, be ready for more customers and clients. Every time I've launched something, it's always been, others coming in, people telling about it. Because again, I believe that each one of you who are watching this, you have a product that is good for somebody. And so you want to use that product to help them out. And then once you do it and you do it great, then people are going to sit there. They're going to be like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get in this. I want to do this. And I'm going to tell others about it. So who does this formula really work for? It works for coaches, physical trainers, event planners, writers, consultants, financial planners, photographers, ethical hackers, like myself, personal and event chefs, videographers, virtual assistants, closet organizers, landscapers, car detailers, copywriters, HR specialists, independent contractors, housekeeping services, fashion consultants. It worked for me, and I'm telling you that it could work for you. Now, I even have one client who is he's a astrophotographer, and it's like, oh man, who would have thought that would even work? But you know what? You don't even have to take my word for it. I'm going to give you. I have a bunch of testimonials, but I'm going to show you one right now from one of my clients who I've been working with over the past about year and a half, and you just hear his words.
Hey, Jacob Crane here, founder, owner of SFP Athletics, also creator of Dream Chaser Academy, the nonprofit, which services a lot of different areas and regions in the South and in the East Coast. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to Prototype Consulting Group for the hard work they have put in to help us expand both brands. The marketing piece was very crucial to helping us expand. Also, the consulting piece of how to manage a staff, how to create plans and solutions, and how to create foreseeable goals in the future. I'm looking at different spreadsheets and different templates that can help businesses thrive, especially during this time. So thank you very much, Prototype Consulting Group. Looking forward to growing with you. My main man, Carl Gray, my big bro, Hampton University. Thanks so much, bro.
So yeah, that's just one of my satisfied customers. And as he was talking about his SFP Athletics, one day I just happened to go to one of his events, and it was in Richmond, and I saw it. I said, hey, look, man, I need to bring you on and help you to build this. And so now we've gone, I say we because, I've become like a partner, which is what I like to do with most of my clients. I'm like that partner who doesn't take a big cut of everything. But he's gone from just being in Richmond. Now he's here in Maryland. He's in opening a new facility in Texas. We got him in Philadelphia and near King of Prussia. We got a bunch of Miami, Florida. And it's growing and growing and growing. We're going to talk to people from Illinois. Got a couple of high-profile athletes that we're doing things with. So it is really just about how we're putting everything together. It's putting these things together so that people can be successful. That's really, really important. So today you showed up, I think, for a number of reasons. That you want to start your own business, but you're not sure where to start. You see the job, a technology market, and it's like, okay, you want to have more control over your destiny, or you want to build generational legacy for you and your family, or you're just curious, like, hey, what in the world is Carl doing? But by now you've watched enough. It's like, hey, you know what? I really believe that he about something. He's getting something done, and I'm here to help you. I'm telling you again, like I said, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some may ask, how did I get here? And it's really, really, really simple how I got here. Number one, I took an interest. Again, in business, like, okay, this is what I really, really, really want to do. So how do I get there? Let me map this out. And I've made a lot of mistakes on the way, and I want to help make sure that you don't. Then I took a chance. Yes. Getting into business, you are taking a chance. Every entrepreneur is doing what they say is what they call taking that calculated risk. Next, I took a class. It's very, very important that you learn from someone who's done it. Whether it be me, whether it be somebody else, you need to know what you're doing. You want to learn from the mistakes that I made. Even when I go through all the class, I show people what I did, and I even show what I should have done. I say, okay, I should have put this on the flyer, but I didn't. I should have sent this out, but I didn't. And I want you to do that because you would have gotten better results for it. I took control, and that's the most important thing. Be able to take control over your life, over what's going on. And, I want you to take control of your future. Launching the business of your own, you can be sure that not only will you always have income, but you'll be able to protect yourself, your family, and those that you love from uncertain economic happenings in the future. Again, we do not know what tomorrow brings. But I'm telling you, it's a whole lot better for you if you have something in your hand that you have already started to put in place. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait until it's too late. People are starting businesses all the time. Every 18 seconds, someone makes their first sale on Shopify. You need to be the next one. I'm not saying you got to use Shopify. Just get out there and start doing it. So I'm inviting you to something that people have literally been asking me to do for years. It's a 4-day launch. Yes, I'm going to take you on a journey. No, actually a sprint to launch your business. It's my 4 days to launch simple business accelerator program starting Sunday, February the 28th. I'm inviting you to be one of the 20 people that I'm taking through this program, 7 to 8:30 p.m. daily. And how this works is during these 4 days, you're going to develop a launch offer that sells and sells, meaning it sells to people and it sells, meaning it's propelling you forward. You'll have a launch price that is both irresistible and profitable. I provide you with the templates and spreadsheets to know exactly what to charge using your taking into account your materials, your labor, any type of outsourcing you do. All of that stuff. We'll develop an infrastructure to reach your clients and collect payments. There are things that you have at your fingertips that you don't even know can work for you. And we're going to launch your product to your beta group, meaning you'll start to make money immediately. And so how it works is, we have day one is your product development. I actually tell you exactly how to figure out what exactly you're going to sell. A lot of times we have all these ideas in our head and we bring it down to that one simple thing that's going to work. The launch methodology. How are you going to send it out to people? Who are you going to send it out to? Then we create the customer journey, the infrastructure setup. What's going to happen when they first hear from you, all the way to the point where you sell to them and then deliver. And then we have to identify the exact people that you're going to be sending to, and we're going to launch. Now, why this program? Easily. It's not just theory and information. This is hands-on development with other entrepreneurs. I give you daily fill in the blank templates so you never have to start with a blank page. You're never sitting there with writer's block. I'm here with you. You get assistance from experienced professionals. I brought in experts to even show how to develop sales pages. I teach you how to write copy, all of that type of stuff. Fully immersive experiences help you to obtain and retain information. So when you take this time, we do 90 minutes because it's a way for you to be immersed in what's going on. We have, and then constant achievement, it boosts confidence. Every day there is something successful. My customers and my clients, I wish one of them was on here and I would have them give a testimonial live to tell you about, what we did. And this will give you a head start in even developing your business plan. And then we do quick results, because the focus of this program is to immediately get cash flow. There are a bunch of other programs you can have that you can do. Yes, we try to develop avatars. We can try to, get these long, sales pages, all that type of stuff. But what we want to do is figure out how to get you immediate cash flow so that you can start to do all of those other things that'll build your business. Because we don't want you started from zero. We want you starting ahead of the game. So what we do, we help you to design the offer. We decide that base price. This is all on day one. Establish the launch price because your base price will be different than your launch price. The next day, we're going to decide that launch style. What type of beta program are you going to use? How you're going to put it out there. Is it going to be social media based? Is it going to be email based? We write your copy. I have a stack of templates a mile long where you be able to do fill in the blank. Again, I don't want you started from the beginning. Yes, you can use your own, your language, but at least I want you to have the structure around it so that you're not, flying blindly. Design your flyer because I believe that, there should be some graphic with everything, make it look good, make it look appealing. If you need, we have people that can help you to develop those things. Then we create your delivery infrastructure. We set up your payment gateway. We set up those emails, all of that. I show you how to do an attractive payment page. That's even a bonus lesson that we're giving. Then on day 4, we launch. Yes, day 4, we're actually launching. We're sending out those emails to that launch market. And then I teach you how to do data collection, how to do that analysis that is really necessary for you to be able to move forward, because you don't just want to send it out and then be like, okay, so now what? And then have to do another launch. We want this to move you forward. This is just a launch. Again, we're getting that cruising altitude. We're going to the moon, as they like to say. So how the week works, again, every day, it's not even a whole week, it's 4 days, 60 to 90 minute group working sessions and classes, hands-on interactive lessons to help you to develop your launch. Then we have daily fill in the blank templates and worksheets, homework. Yes, indeed, we do homework to prep you for the next day. The opportunity to present and market to your fellow entrepreneurs and possibly make a sale if that works for you. Access to our Discord channel, where you're able to ask questions and collaborate. I like to call it a digital dorm room. So how much would it be worth to you to have a startup operating capital without having to go into massive debt or even go into your own pocket? How much would it be worth to immediately jumpstart your business with 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 or more without having to spend weeks developing ads? Because that's rough. Not to mention everything that is developed in this process will help you build your business at large, even beyond the launch. So I'm a numbers guy. So let's talk numbers. Let's say in your launch, you sold 100 products at $10 a piece. That's easily $1,000, and again, with our methodology, we'll show you how to make sure that people know that it's worth it. Or if you did 50 products at $50, again, not a lot, that's $2,500 in your pocket. What could you do with that in starting your business? Or if they say 10 products at $500, that's $5,000 immediately. And it's really not that hard. I want you to, and you do the math. You set your goals. Say you want to sell 1,000 products at $100. That's 10 G's right there. You don't have to. You don't have to limit yourself. These are just examples, but this could work for you. So now think about it. How long would it take for you to do on your own? 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years? So why risk that? But think about it. How long have you already been waiting and putting this off? And the truth is, the world is waiting for you. The gift that you have is meant to bless someone else. Like I don't care if you think that it's not the cure for cancer. Let's say you're a makeup artist. Yes, that's not a cure for cancer, but the things that you teach or the things that you show or the things that you do for someone can help that cancer patient want to go on another day. So don't think that what you're doing is so low, is not important, that you can wait to do it. It's for other people. Like, I could sit on this information and wait, but I know that there's somebody out there who needs this. They need their business to be launched. They need to be able to take care of their family. I don't know what's coming around the corner. I don't know when the next shutdown is, but I don't want you who's watching this video right now to get caught up and be stuck. I want you to have a way that you can say, I'm turning to this, even if you don't do it full time, but you never know when you might have to do it full time. I had no idea that I would need to go teaching ethical hacking classes on my own, because the project that I was working on that was bringing in a very good amount of money was getting shut down. So I'm here to tell you, the world is waiting for you. Do not be selfish and hold back. So what would you pay in the open market for this? I'm going to tell you, for one-on-one clients, my most recent client, our one-on-one sessions are $500 an hour plus expenses, plain and simple. And now for this type of program, and I was just on a video training where they were selling this for $3,200 to $6,400, and it's worth it. But the truth is, I'm not charging that, because I want you to get results now. And I believe in the power of entrepreneurship, and I love to see businesses succeed. And I believe that, as we move forward, you'll want to use me for other things. This is my closed beta program, so I'll be asking for your feedback. So that's one of the reasons I'm not going to charge as much, because this is something that I love. You thought I was selling something that I don't believe in? Oh, no, that's not what I do. And also, just so you know, since you're in business, all these trainings, they're tax write-offs. Talk to your accountant for specifics about that. But yes, you can write all of this off. Now, my regular price for this is $1,700. Now, even if you had a $100 product, that's 17 people buying that. I know you can sell something to 17 people and beyond, whatever it is, for $100. Or let's say just $17 product. You can sell that to 100 people easily with this method. That's what we do. But again, I'm not charging that. And that's not the whole story. And that's my version. But wait, there's more. Along with this, after you've launched, I'm not leaving you alone. That's not what I do. That's not how I operate. I'll give you a 30-minute one-on-one session to analyze your current results and make necessary adjustments to your campaign in order to maximize the response. And I'll answer any questions you may have. The people that I was working with 2 weeks ago, I'm still helping them in the post-launch phase. Again, this is because what I do, and I over-deliver, because my job, my desire, my craving is to see you succeed. Then we do on-demand access, because I know that every day you're not, you may not be able to do the classes at that exact time, but it's still there. These courses are very intense. They're hands-on and they're fast-paced. And sometimes you may even want to go back and watch again. It gives you an opportunity to really understand what is being said. And sometimes, again, some people want to go at their own pace, and that's fine. My next bonus is what I like to call my digital dorm room. And this is the historic James Hall at the Great Hampton University, where I stay right there in the middle of the top of room 507. And so basically it's a community of fellow students. We're able to ask questions, get assistance, get encouragement, 24/7 access to instructions, meaning if I'm up, I'll answer the question. It's like you put it in there and I will send it out. I've dropped my own personal templates in there, things that I just say, Carl, do you have an example of this? I'm like, sure. Hey, I'll help you. I'm not selfish with my stuff. Daily updates in real time on what's happening in our world, in business. Then I do daily office hours. And basically I do process walkthroughs. I'm giving, I'm a photographer, so I like to give credit. It's on the Creative Commons license, so you see that under there. I do process walkthroughs every day during the office hours. Useful tips and tricks. Real-time constructive criticism. Like if you're like, hey, Carl, can you look at my flyer? Check out this copy. What do you think about it? I'll right there during the office hours. I'm there. I'm for you. Question and answer. If you have a question, we've got answers. So all of this combined, I know they'd be like, a lot of these, consultants say, well, stack it up. Show them how much all of it's worth. I'm telling you, I know it's worth. So I have to say, this is worth this much. This is worth that much. This is worth this much. I'm going to give you the price right now. The price is $697 or 2 payments of $400. And you go to 4daystolaunch.com/start. And for the next 24 hours, anyone who signs up, you will get a free one-on-one pre-launch consultation to make sure that your product is right even before we start. We'll sit down and we'll say, okay, you want to do this. So how about you try this? How about you try that? Let's map it out. And this will be what you go in with. So you have a head start. Then the recorded session will be provided to you unedited with my notes that we take on the board. And, the thing about us is we're different. We prefer to cultivate loyalty rather than dependence. Like I know a lot of companies out there, they want to make you dependent on them so that you keep coming back. I'd rather you be loyal to me so that you keep coming back. Our process is customized to you and your situation. This is not a it's not I say you have to do this, you have to do that. No, we're sitting, we're having conversations. Again, the class is very, very open, very free flowing. Say, well, I think I should do this. Well, let's see how that works. Let's try that. We do trial and error, all of that stuff. And we're not just focused on one product. Like there's some people like, you got to use this system, got to use that system. No, we have many ways of getting these done. And remember, profit before pain. And, I want you to be able to make money before it starts hurting. Because, again, every business goes through growing pains. But if you have the right things in place, it's a lot easier. Like, again, the spoonful of sugar making the medicine go down. And remember, what you learn in this program, you can repeat over and over and over again, even without me. I'm not selfish. I believe you'll come back to me if I provide you a good product. So I'm not going to try to handcuff you to my processes, right? But more important than any of that is you will have a fully launched business within 4 days, and you'll be ready to rake in profits immediately. Now you've gotten this far, so I believe that you know that this works. So I got something extra for you. I'm not finished. Since I really want you to have success because it makes me look good, every customer who successfully completes this course, I will be your seventh customer. I don't care what the product is. If I can't use it, I'll give it to someone else. But again, it's because I believe this process works so much that whatever you're selling, I'll be able to do it. Like I'll be buying, coming up, I'm going to be buying a coaching class. I'm going to be buying a dress fitting. I'll be buying an astrophotography course and a bunch of other things for my first cohort because they've gone through the process. So I'm buying all of that. I'll be the seventh customer. Now, if you're waiting to get started, you should see the price of staying exactly where you are. Imagine not launching. Imagine not having, that money coming in. Imagine not doing what you were born to do. Imagine holding back. I don't want you to do that. We're here for you. We're here to make this work so that you can start to live the business of your dreams. Go to 4daystoLaunch.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at cgray@prototypeconsultinggroup.com. My DMs are open. There's so many ways to reach me. Like, I even, carrier pigeons, whatever. Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, it's not impossible. So that's it. I don't know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I said I'll leave that open for the next maybe 1 to 2 minutes. If somebody says they have a question, I'm here. I'll answer it. Put it in the chat. If you have a question about if you think your product will work, feel free to sign up for a free 15-minute consultation. And we can go from there to see if this works for you, but I definitely believe that it will work for you. It's time to change your life. It's time to change others' lives. It's time for you to move forward. I know that sometimes there's a delay. So, like I said, it doesn't look like there's any questions. It looks like everybody's happy. Folks are already starting to sign up. I'm only taking 20 people for this course because I want to be able to give the type of attention that you deserve. I know some people want to fill up their class with 100, 150 people, and that would be great. That'd be very proper. I make a whole lot of money from that. But more than that, I actually want everybody who comes through my class to have that value, to see the value in what I'm doing, and have it work for them. So with that, I'm about to be out. I appreciate y'all. I know that y'all are. I wish everyone really, really, really good success. It's gonna be dope. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your loved ones. And I'm out.